Alright, what's going on, my people? It's your boy Z Gaming. I'm back for another video on the Walking Dead Road to Survival. And guys, this is part 2 of the Armory guide. I'm going to break down the red and blue weapons this time. Broke down the green and yellow melee weapons. I broke it into two parts basically, melee and then ranged. This is the ranged part of the video, part 2 like I said. I'm going to break down the red weapons first, give you guys the best zombie build, rating build, and defense build for the weapon. And then I'm going to give you the best zombie build, rating build, and defense build for the blues. So I'm going to start with the red first. Obviously, the best critical weapons are the Precise Spec Ops SMG and then the Army pistol. They both have default 30 crit. The Precise Spec Ops has a very large bonus to AP when attacking, and I believe it's 20% defense on the Army pistol. And the only buff you want to do on the Precise Spec Ops, I would recommend the Spec Ops SMG the most. But if you get the Army pistol, you can use that as well. The only difference is you have a chance at a 5% more critical on the Spec Ops versus the Army pistol. So the way I would build the Spec Ops is you got the 30 crit default, leave that. You got the very large bonus to AP when attacking, leave that. Go for Slayer level 3, regular success. Same thing as before. You do not want critical success on your zombie weapons. Just regular success is what you want. Add Slayer level 3 to the third slot, and then just go for 40 crit or 36 crit, depending if you get the 2 critical successes or not on the bonus crit. And then you have a chance at a 40 crit plus another 30% crit with the Slayer level 3. You'll have a pretty solid weapon overall. That's very good for the reds. That is the best. And then the way I would build the Army pistol, same thing, but you'll have anywhere from 3 to 5% less critical on the first slot, the 30 crit default. So you would either have 33% or 35 instead of 36 to 40. So yeah, for the Army pistol, get rid of the 20% defense, and in the second slot, add a huge bonus to AP when attacking, or a very large bonus depending on the weapon, or not depending on the weapon, depending on the success that you get. When you're going for the very large, you might as well put critical on that, because you do want to try to get the huge bonus, but if you do get the very large, it's still pretty good. I wouldn't bother resetting it over just a huge bonus, in my opinion. You leave the 30 crit, like I said, add a huge or a very large, a huge or a very large bonus to the second slot, then regular Slayer level 3 on the Army pistol as well. I don't have the Army pistol to show you, unfortunately, but I do know the stats. Default is 30 crit and 20% defense. So you'll have anywhere from 33 to 35 crit for the top slot, then you'll have a huge or a very large bonus in the second slot, and then for the specialist, you'll have Slayer level 3, regular success. So that's the two zombie weapons I would recommend for the reds. Now for rating, there's two weapons. Actually, the violent revolver, the Desert Eagle, and the assault pistol all can be good weapons. And I honestly would recommend one of each, because the revolver, I would put that on a heavy hitter. And what I would add to the third slot is Raider level 3 and try to get the AP down, because you want to get AP down when attacking, because you can take away the enemy's heavy hitters AP when you attack them with this weapon. Unfortunately, I didn't get Raider the critical success on it. I just got the bonus 35% attack, which is still good. I would recommend that on a couple other characters for reds. You don't want critical success on every single character, but you want at least anywhere from 2 to 3, I would say. So for red builds, I would recommend maybe 2 with AP down, 1 character with a stun gun, and then a couple with maybe just bonus attack or something, or bonus defense. So like I said, on the violent revolver, what I would recommend is 30% attack, which is the default, 30% HP, and then the Raider level 3, try to get that AP down. If you don't, that's okay. But make sure you try to, like I said, try to get at least 1 AP down weapon for reds for sure, because that'll help out a lot. And then if you were to use the Desert Eagle on offense, what I would recommend is a stun gun completely, and use that on your shield like a Magna or a character you don't want to die, and then use that Desert Eagle as a way to keep that character alive. Plus the stun will stun the enemy. It has a chance to stun them if they hit you, so that's good. And then for the assault pistol, what I would recommend, that's more of a tanky weapon, so I would just, honestly, I would leave the 25% attack and 25% defense, and I would just add 40% HP in the last slot. And the reason for that is because then you have a balance between a violent revolver and a Desert Eagle, and you have a 40% HP buff, which is pretty massive. So you could give that to a character that has a pretty high amount of attack. You could give that to one with more attack than defense. You could give it to them if they need HP, etc. That's a good weapon. So that's a good build as well for rating. So Violent Revolver, rated level 3, 30% attack, 30% HP, and then you can either add 5% more attack or 5% more HP. Add the extra bonus, the 35%, based off the leader skill and then the individual character stats. Go by that. For the rating weapon, you can use a Violent Revolver, but I would recommend the Desert Eagle. But use the revolvers on the characters that you know you're going to hit with, and use the Desert Eagle on your supporters for your rating team, and that should do you pretty good. You can also use the Governor's Pistol as a good weapon as well. That you get with the Prestige Governor, I'm pretty sure. The 4-star red one. And the only thing I would change about that, guys, is just go 40% attack, go all out attack, get rid of the 10%, go for the 30%, and then just add on the extra 5% or the extra 3 if you don't get the critical success. And then you'll have a 36% attack weapon, which could be pretty good on 5-star red Heath or 5-star red Governor. Any kind of character that can heal and do damage, that could do very well on them, for sure. But that's the weapons I would recommend: the revolver and the Desert Eagle, and then the Governor's Pistol, and then the Assault Pistol. But like I said, the Assault Pistol build is an exception, because I think you should give that to a character that overall doesn't have the highest stats, because that character will get basically a buff from attack, defense, and HP. So Assault Pistol build, just add 40% HP in the third slot, and you should do good. The Governor's Pistol, go for 40% attack in the second slot, don't change the other two. The Violent Revolver, Raider level 3, 35% attack or 35% HP. Other than that, that'll be a good weapon. And Desert Eagle, all the way, support weapon, go for 35% HP or 35% defense, 30% HP, 30% defense. You got to change the attack on the top slot. Change that to HP, and then you'll have 30% of each, and go for the stun gun. The stun gun is an absolute must to have. I would recommend it all the way for your support character for rating team and defense. Now for defense build, the only two, I wouldn't recommend the revolver as much on a defense build. I would recommend Desert Eagles. The only exception I would make with a Violent Revolver on defense is if you have a heavy hitter on your defense, like maybe 5-star red Glenn, for example, the leader skill. I would recommend that, and then I would put a huge bonus or something in the second slot when taking damage, or something to those extents, but it just depends on the leader skill. But that's a pretty rare exception. Most of the time I would recommend the Desert Eagle, like you see here. This build I would recommend all the way. I didn't get critical success 3 times. I got it 2 out of 3, so that's pretty good. This is a very good red weapon. If you can get this on most of your characters, you'll have a very, very solid defense build. I know getting the stun gun is hard, but just to start out, you can have the stun gun, and then I would recommend the assault pistol with the same build I gave you for rating: 25% attack, 25% defense. Those are default, and then add 40% HP in the third slot, and you should do well. Or you can go for Defender level 3. I guess technically, if you wanted to, you could use the Violent Revolver and add 30% HP maybe, and then for the third slot, add Defender level 3 and try to get like a bonus 35% defense or something, and that could do you pretty good. So that would be the builds I would give you. The Precise Spec Ops and the Army Pistol for zombies, regular success. Then for rating, go for the Governor's Violent Pistol if you got it, and then the Violent Revolver for your heavy hitters, and then the Desert Eagle for your support characters. And then for defense, Desert Eagle most of the time, and then the Violent Revolver if you have a heavy hitter that you want to put in there, and give them 30% HP in the second slot, and then Defender level 3, and then maybe 35% HP, and you should do pretty good with that. So that was a good amount of red build right there. In my opinion, that's the best for a red. Now I'm going to get to the blue. The blues are a little bit tougher because there's no default blue weapon with 30% defense, unfortunately. I think the most is 20%, or maybe it's 20. It might be 25%. I think the multi-round shotgun, I could be mistaken. Let me see right quick. I can see in the 4-star weapons. I clicked the wrong one, guys. Hold on. Let me let it cycle through, and just to make sure I'm not wrong here. I believe that it has a 25, or maybe it's 25% crit if I'm not mistaken. It's one of the two. Let me get it to come up right quick, and just to make sure. Let me see. Alright, I know the Precise Spec Ops. That's the best zombie weapon right there, is the Precise Scoped Assault Rifle, because it has a 30 crit. Okay, yeah, that is okay. It's the 25 crit, so I was wrong. My bad, guys. I thought it had 25% defense. Um, but for zombies, what I would recommend, the multi-round shotgun or the precise scoped assault rifle. Mostly the precise scoped assault rifle. Go for 30% crit, a very large bonus when attacking in the second slot. And the third slot, same thing. Slayer level 3, normal success. And then add on extra crit to the top slot, the 30% default. So yeah, that'd be a good build. The multi-round shotgun, you could do that. What I would recommend is a huge bonus in the top slot. Leave the 25 crit, go for Slayer level 3, and then try to get that 25 crit to 30, and you should do pretty well. That's a good build as well. So like I said, precise scoped assault rifle and multi-round shotgun if you got it. Those two are the best two blue weapons for zombies in my opinion. For rating for blues now, it depends on the character you have. Most people use military shotguns, but there is some exceptions where the Andrea's rifle is better, in my opinion. It depends on the character's stats. Like I said, leader skill and stats are crucial to building the right type of weapons. For rating, military shotgun, the only thing you want to add on to this is I would recommend Raider level 3 or maybe Supporter, because what you want, when you do Raider level 3, you have a chance to get 20% AP to this character, which if you use that on an Andrea, you can one-turn her AR right off the bat, which could be crucial when you killing the team. So I wouldn't recommend Raider level 3 on maybe but one Andrea if you do have it, because then you can use that one Andrea to take out the biggest threat on the team before you even have to worry about the rest of the team. So it could be helpful. Like I said, Raider level 3, put that on one Andrea, and you should be good, because that gives you a bonus 20 AP at the beginning of the wave that could be very useful for one-turn ARs for blues. But I would recommend, like I said, Andrea all the way with that would be very good for rating. I would recommend one character, maybe 1 to 2. If you got 5-star blue shield Garrett, go defender all the way, because you have a chance at taking away 30% attack for 3 turns. And Garrett, I would recommend you use the Andrea's Hopeful rifle for him. For a rating only, though, for rating, I wouldn't put a military shotgun on a shield like 5-star blue Garrett. I would put the Andrea's rifle, get rid of the 30% attack, and go for 30% defense, 30% HP, and go for defender level 3, and try to get that minus 30% attack when you take damage for 3 turns to the enemy, or a chance to impair them for 3 turns when they attack this character. That is the rating weapon I would recommend for a supporter character on a raid team, is a full-on tanky, or a full-on tank Andrea's rifle, 30% HP, 30% defense, and defender level 3. And then you can go for 35% defense or 35% HP, depending on the character stats, etc., with the leader skill. But overall, most of it, I would recommend you go for maybe just Raider. And then once you have a couple characters with that bonus 20% AP, you can also, I would recommend getting supporter level 3 on at least one character, maybe your other support character you have, or maybe just that support character, and then put your defender on the character you don't want the enemy to attack. And supporter level 3, I would put that on one other military shotgun, or put that on an Andrea's rifle with the same build, 35 or 30% HP, 35 or 35% defense, and then supporter level 3, so you have a chance to heal a teammate with 20% of their max HP when you take damage, which really can keep healing your team every time the enemy attacks that character. I've seen it done before where I've hit the character 5 times and he still had full health because he was getting his HP back every time I hit him, which is good. And supporter gives you the chance at the impair also when you attack, so that could be very good to put on maybe 1 or 2 of your rating characters. Supporter level 3, if you get the critical success, you also have a chance to impair for 3 turns when attacking. That could be very good for shields, very good for revives, etc., to take them out of the equation. Well, I guess not shields as much, but definitely revives for sure. So I would recommend one Andrea or one heavy hitter with Raider level 3. And the military shotguns on the Andreas for sure, unless you're using them for a defense build, which I wouldn't recommend Andreas as much on a defense build unless you have the right build. Now with Trip, it might be an exception. Like I said, I haven't gotten to use Trip too much yet, so we'll have to see about him. He looks very good so far though, but for rating, military shotgun on your heavy hitters, and then the Andrea's rifle on your support characters or your characters that don't have as much HP and defense. Andrea, you won't really need to buff her as much because she hits hard enough to where if you have one or two Andreas, you should be all right. Because, like I said, if you put Raider level 3 and you get that bonus 20 AP on that Andrea, you can one turn her AR with a command and kill the heaviest hitter on the team that you're going up against. So that could be useful. On another Andrea, for rating, you could put that supporter level 3 and try to get that chance to heal a teammate with 20% of their max HP when taking damage. Put defender on your support character for your raid team. Put supporter level 3 on another character that you want to attack with that can impair for 3 turns with supporter level 3. Oh, sorry about that, guys. That's another thing you can add. And then maybe just like a regular raid build for the other character, for the 5th character. Just a regular Raider level 3, get some bonus attack. Or just regular defender level 3 and get some bonus defense. That should do you okay. So that's a good build overall for the raiding team. Now for defense, I would recommend Andrea's Violent Rifle most of the time. Because like I said, that you want that defense and HP build. The Andrea's Rifle, I would recommend that on your support characters like Trip all the way. Definitely going to go with 30% HP, 30% defense, and try to get that Defender 3 for Impair, or I would recommend Supporter. The way you want to build your defense weapons is the same thing. You want as many characters as you can get with Defender level 3, because the more Impairs you have, the more chances you have to take out the teams, because a lot of people come at blues with yellows, obviously, because they have the better trait, the yellow over blue. And if you can impair the characters, that can help you a lot, because if you have Shield Garrett, put impair on him for sure, Defender level 3. But the Andrea's Rifle, I would recommend that for your support characters on defense. 30% HP, 30% defense, Defender level 3. Put that on at least 1 or 2 characters. Get that supporter on 1 character so you can get that 20% heal to a teammate. Maybe put that on 2 characters, and then try to get another defender, maybe for an impair. So defender and supporter all the way for defense. I wouldn't recommend Raider as much on defense, because if you get that bonus 20 AP, they're going to go after that character that got that bonus AP most of the time and kill them off. So then you won't get the benefit of that bonus AP. So like I said, defender and supporter all the way. For support characters, I would recommend you add, like I said, HP defense and defender level 3. If you want to try using an Andrea, you can go with 30% attack, 30% HP, and maybe bonus defense, defender level 3, regular success. You may be able to get their AR off, depending. If you were to use that, I would recommend a ranged leader with maybe some kind of defense or AP buff when taking damage or something. I would recommend that. So, like I said, military shotgun basically all the way for most of your heavy hitters for rating. Defense-wise, Andrea's Rifle most of the time with defender and supporter. Raider most of the time on the military shotgun. Supporter on at least 1, because you do want 1 with an impair. So when you attack, you have a chance to impair. And then supporter also on another. So if you are getting attacked while you're raiding, you can keep healing your teammates with that supporter level 3 critical success with that 20% when they take damage. So that could be good as well. But overall, guys, this was just another good build. I hope this helps you guys a lot. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback on the other one I did. I'm glad it's helping you guys. Like I said, this took a while to figure all this stuff out. I hope these builds help you guys a lot. Just a quick summary again. The zombie weapons for red, Spec Ops SMG, Army pistol, zombie weapons for blue, multi-round shotgun, or the precise scoped assault rifle. For raiding for reds, I would recommend the revolver, violent revolver, the governor's pistol, and the Desert Eagle on support characters. For raiding, most of the time, the revolver and then the governor's pistol you could use for a healer, a character that attacks and does damage, or attacks and heals at the same time. So that could be good. For blues, for raiding, most of the time, military shotgun. Put the Andrea's Rifle on the support characters you use while you're raiding. And then for defense, most of the time, go with the Andrea's Rifle, and you should do okay. So I think that's an overall pretty solid build for reds and blues, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This was Armory Guide Part 2. I hope this helps you guys a lot. I definitely got it going on right now. I'm doing what I showed you guys in the last video. I got that very large bonus, hopefully trying to get that huge bonus to AP when attacking in that second slot. second slot on a precise Lucio right now. Hopefully I get it, so then I can just get Slayer and have the best possible zombie weapon for green. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for all the support you show. I hope this helps, like I said. And if it did, drop a comment. Let me know what you think of it. If you need any help, feel free to drop a comment. I'll get back to you. Message me over line. I can help you that way as well. My line ID is in the description of every video. And yeah, guys, let's just keep it rolling. Yeah, let me know if any of you guys pulled for this Clementine shotgun, or if any of you guys got Clementine. Let me know in the comments below as well. Shout out to Vans. He did a couple pulls for this shotgun. He didn't get it, but he did get some good stuff out of it. So yeah, shout out to him. Glad to see him uploading again. Shout out to all my subs. Shout out to anybody I talked to over line. Like I said, thank you guys for all the support you show. And you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want a possible shout out, drop it in the comments or message me over line. My line ID, like I said, is in the description of every video. And with all that being said, guys, thank you again. And this is your boy Z Gaming. Peace.